Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today's video we are going to adjust the clutch on a 2017 KTM 50 SX. We bought the bike used with about 18 hours on it. Grayson's been riding it. He's doing a really great job, but I'm not sure exactly where the clutch is set. So we're going to open up the case, we're going to adjust the clutch back to zero. I'm going to show you how to do the clicks and how to do the adjustment and talk a little bit about the RPM. And then really simple. Let's get to the tools that you're going to need and how to do this really quickly. Alright, so for tools, you're going to need a T30 bit. You're also going to need an 8mm socket for the adjustment bolts. And of course, when you get everything finished and put back together, you're going to want a torque wrench because we need to torque these outside casing bolts to 10 Newton meters. And that's it. Lay the bike down on its left side, and we're going to take these bolts out. There's four, one here, one here, one here, and one here. Make sure that you keep the alignment of the bolts because this top left one is much longer than the others, so just make sure that you lay them out in the order that you remove them, just to make sure you put them back in the right spot. Okay, so now that once you get all four bolts out of the casing, we're going to go ahead and lift the plate off. Kind of have to pull up on the brake lever here and pull it out. Set this guy off to the side. And so now we're going to go ahead and take off our T30 bit and put on our 8mm socket. And this is what the inside of the clutch looks like, and you might have to turn this clutch cover or plate until you get to these three bolts here, here, and here. So now I have the bolts set at 9 clicks, and so what you're going to do here is you're going to turn them counterclockwise to the left until you get to the very last detectable click. That's going to be at click 1. As you move to the right or clockwise, it basically raises the RPM slip, meaning if you rotated these or counterclockwise all the way to 1 and you were on click number 1, the bite is going to be very soft, meaning the kid can essentially get the bike to move without raising it to a high RPM. The more you turn clockwise, 9 clicks is standard, which is really meant for racing, it has a harder bite. So as you turn to the right, the RPM slippage increases by 250 to 350 RPMs, I believe is what the manual says. And so you basically have to rev the bike higher to go. But once you do, you're taking advantage of the RPM or the bike's power since it is a 2-stroke. So a 1 click would be soft. 17 clicks is really aggressive, but as you have a higher slip and more power, you also have higher heat, if that makes sense. So the standard is 9. It's kind of like in the middle. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you, even though I know that this is set on 9, we're going to take these and go back to the very beginning. We're going to take it. That's 1 click, and you can feel it. That's 1 click. And we're going to do this until we get back to 0. Okay, so when you turn these counterclockwise, you're eventually going to get to a position where you can no longer turn them. So what we want to do is go to the very first click. We're going to turn it clockwise now. Right there, you heard it click. That's click 1. We're going to do it to all 3 bolts. This right now is set on click 1. What we're going to do is take this back to click setting number 9, which is standard from the factory, which is also recommended for racing. I'm actually going to bump it up to 10 clicks because Grayson's been riding and is pretty comfortable with the throttle. I want him to get a little bit faster, so we're going to turn it clockwise and make the bike hit harder. So since all 3 bolts are on click number 1, we're going to now turn them to click number 2. There's 2. There's 2. There's 2. All right, so now that we have our clicks, our adjustment set to 10, we're going to go ahead and put the case back on, make sure that the gasket and the seal is in good shape. Don't forget this top left bolt is much longer than the others. Next up, all 4 bolts call for 10 Newton meters as far as the torque goes. So we're going to make sure our torque is set to 10 Newton meters, right there. Clicks there. Right, and just like that, your clutch has been adjusted. You can get up, try the bike out, and the great thing is if you need to adjust it again, go down or up a level. You can lay the bike on its side. You don't necessarily need to drain all the gear oil out, and makes it really simple to adjust on the fly. You can do it at home, you can do it at the track, and you can keep an eye on your kid's ability level and the RPM slippage. And let me know if you guys have any questions or concerns or if we can help out at all. And thanks for watching.